Yeah,
I'm kinda trying to
speaking
answer
of
the
all
question
the
without saying that.
yeah, speaking of all the cool things, Gazi, how hard would it be for you to just capture if I actually show my screen? I'm in a CT build right now, and I've been
I'll
stripping
make it work.
I have been stripping stuff so I don't leak anything crazy. But we could just show you some of the
Let's start it up, and I'll see if it screws it up, and I'll fix it. I'll sort it.
Don't tell anyone else, okay? It's just
Sure,
just
we're all
us.
be quiet. We're not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Quick, before someone stops us.
Yeah, I had to like take all of my idols out so I don't leak anything.
Okay, your screen is now full screen.
And then I had to replace some of my items to not to just be the base set items because you can yeah. Anyways, okay, so Volta Reversal is now a combo ability that first it jumps forward in time, and then when you use it again, it goes back, and it does some melee attack on both cases. I think I'm just gonna unspec this so I can show you the default. So the first, and then if I do second, it just slams backwards where I was. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and you can do some interesting stuff with it. For example, Devouring Orb has some cool new tech here, where you can consume all other orbs. So do I actually have it here? So if I just cast Devouring Orb here, normally if you cast another one, it's just there, but now it consumes the other one, and it does more damage, and it's bigger as a result. So one of the cool things here is that you can bring them with you. With the and that means that you can like pile them up into like this one big pile of stuff, and then it does a lot more damage.
Yeah.
And there's other interesting stuff, like you can actually make it not be a traversal skill. It still has a cooldown, but then you can use other abilities if you want. And there's just a bunch of interesting stuff here. There's a so in the skill design, the base functionality, you have the first and the second one. So you have the ability to go back in time. So we can do stuff in that time period. For example, we can just provide you frenzy when you're between the first and the second.
Mm.
But if you want to, you can just remove the second combo altogether. So now you can actually just have it as a proper traversal skill that doesn't go backwards ever.
And that removes the possibility of staying with the frenzies, for example.
Yes, because you no longer have the ability to go backwards.
Exactly.
So what I like a lot is, that's my little devouring orbs. I put them back, and then we'll just there's some cool stuff there. What else?
Yeah.
We have so many changes here. Oh yeah, Sigils of Hope is no longer sigils. It's now Symbols of Hope.
Symbols
for
of hope.
some reason. Yeah. And we completely changed the base functionality of it. So previously, you had basically three ways, since we introduced the unique. But for the vast majority of the time of the skill was, you cast it, it costs a lot of mana, and you have a duration for the sigil that give you some buffs. So now they just automatically generate over time. And then when you actually use the button, you get a defensive buff. And it consumes them. And then you wait them to get again. So
okay.
You see here, I have 5. It shows 5 on the icon here because I used when I had 5, and now they just come back.
Start ramping up, yeah.
Yeah, and you can like influence how fast they come back. I think here. And there's some other changes in the skill tree here, but the skill tree, like the overlay here, looks pretty much the same. But there's been some changes, like for example, the Divine Flare. I think you can kind of maybe even make it an actual build now. You remove the defensive part of it, but now you don't have to generate the sigils anymore to then use Divine Flare. Now they are just generated, and then you just use Divine Flare instead. So it also saves you mana like that a lot. other cool things. Vengeance, the first skill you get. I think the skill
Very
tree has
first.
changed a bit. Yeah, okay. So you can now convert it to void, which is kind of cool.
Oh.
We got a nice little scaler here that gives you a fistpen with your extra overcap physical resistance. And I think if you convert this also applies to the other ones. So if you convert it to fire, it goes to fire. If you convert it to void, I think you have fire conversion somewhere. Yeah, you have that too. You can turn your iron blades that nobody really used before into forge weapons now, and the iron blades can also be kind of useful. And there's some other stuff like buffing your erasing strike here. You're smashing your face against Abby with your vengeance to get your damage mitigation from vengeance, and then you smack it with the erasing strike and do more damage.
Yeah, don't
What
let me
else?
stop you. Keep going.
What else? What else?
You can just
Oh,
hover over every
oh.
node real quick. You
Javelin.
have a few
Okay.
seconds.
Here's big. This is a big one. So previously, in the past, when you combined the Siege Barrage with Divine Fury, the Divine Fury, which is just adds like new, the PoE, D2 Lightning Fury. When you hit something, it just throws more stuff. So previously, these two did not work together. Well, that's changed. So now it does work. So you can throw a lot of lightning with javelin now.
That looks amazing. Show me that one more
looks
time.
pretty good. Yeah.
For the people in the back needs to see that again.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
That's
So it
beautiful.
helps a lot.
And now you can do
So now,
spear scaling with javelin is automatic, and as forge guard you can now do spear with a shield.
I'm not sure if I want to open my passive trees for you here.
Yeah, right. That's a minefield.
There's a lot of changes in there. So maybe we'll save that for future. Multi-strike can now shotgun.
Great.
Yeah, it can shotgun now. So you have some really good single target with Bladestorm now, which is
that's beautiful.
It turned the skill into an actually really good skill now.
You're saying it was really bad, and now you actually made it good. Is that what you're saying?
It lacked on the single target. Like you couldn't invest into making it a really good for single target. You could do stuff like smite proc stuff like that, but now you can actually make the skill do really good damage on its own. What else?
Any forge
There's
strike
so much.
stuff?
I've got void.
I think both Forge Strike and Smelter Spat are just better, basically.
Better.
Ring of Shields, yeah. Ring of Shields, this node that nobody ever took. I think you might be able to do something with it because Ring of Shield is a minion skill. I don't think many people know that, but it's a minion skill, and it had this fire damage for a time here, but nobody really used. But it might work now. We've done a lot of small changes around judgment, because one of the things with Volatile Reversal was that it was providing a lot of mana if you build it like that way. So there's the judgment mana dump build that you had to use Volatile Reversal to get mana back. So we capped how much mana you can actually consume without nerfing the damage. So it doesn't empty your mana pool like crazy anymore, which is kind of nice. And also it just does more damage.
Well, that's a nice neat change. It's a lot of quality of life in that.
Yeah, Shield Throw no longer has a cooldown as a baseline, which is kind of cool. It still has it so that you can only throw a shield at a time. So if your shield is still, ping-ponging between enemies, you can't throw another one. Okay. Well, now with 1 point, you can also remove that. So you can't just throw them as much as you want. Previously, this node, I think, regarded going through a lot of points to even get there. And if you still want to play it with a cooldown, you can do that and do more damage. And then it also now can chain off you, so you can do more single target damage with it if you want. And you can combine it with you could just be like a hybrid of shield throw and then something else. Use it on the cooldown and whatnot instead of just spamming the one skill.
So this is part of the throwing niche that you're kind of setting into the Sentinel.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I think Shield Bash just does more damage. Oh yeah, one thing that people have been asking for a long time is Rive with void conversion. You have that now.
Nice.
There's a lot of changes around here.
So a lot of people love spin to win. What are the changes for season 2 since we're opening up this can of worms? What's the changes to Warpath, if any?
I don't think there's too many changes on Warpath specifically. There's some buffs here and there, I think, because Warpath is already good.
Yes.
Especially if you're playing that's a Void Knights with the echoes, and the masteries. I mean, just the changes to the passive trees are making it a lot better, regardless of how you play it, basically.
And you were not able to show the skill tree.
I'm probably already getting fired from showing this. Maybe I'll not get sued if I don't show them. But yeah, there's a lot of changes in the passive trees, and you'll definitely learn about them. So yeah.
Yeah, we're learning right now. Like, I'm not gonna stop you. Anything else you want to show us?
Maybe we just show the heart cheeker like this too. It's way cooler. Well, okay. Yeah. When I do this, I need to go check that I don't actually leak anything there. So I'm gonna close my screen now, and Mike can talk about heart cheeker while I set up my character. No, I'm gonna hide it from YouTube.
Yeah, do that as well.
In case.